Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to maximize your DPS and survivability with the Light Chaser in Survivor.io. So first and foremost, let's take a look at our equips over here. From my experience so far, I can say that you don't really need all these S tier gear. They're not a complete necessity at all, but what is pretty essential about maximizing your Light Chaser's DPS is getting this one necklace here. It's called the Trendy Charm, and what it does basically is that it reduces your skill cooldown for however many monsters you kill. But where it really shines is when you get it to Epic tier, which gives you a max CD reduction of 30%. And I think that's about 3,000 monsters killed to get that max bonus. And why that's really essential for the Light Chaser is because basically your skill cooldown is your attack speed, and the higher you get it up, the more damage you'll be doing with your Light Chaser. So I absolutely believe this accessory over here is really essential for maximizing your DPS output. So let's go test it out on a trial over here. Alright, so what I'm going to be looking for is getting the rocket and lightning emitter for maximum single target damage against bosses. And that's where the Light Chaser really kind of lacks, is when you try to defeat bosses. It's very good at clearing hordes, but when it comes to fighting bosses, you need more weapon skills to make up for its DPS output. And right here I wanted to take Soccer Ball, but I'll get the Drill Shot, and I'll explain why. Because I want to get the Bullet Flight Speed support skill. Now there are 3 support skills that can really maximize the damage output of your Light Chaser, and that's the Energy Cube, which lowers skill cooldown, HE Fuel, which increases the ammo capacity and range of your Light Chaser's sonic waves, and finally the Bullet Flight Speed, which increases the speed of the sonic waves hitting enemies. So we'll go for Drill Shot over here. The reason I don't want to go for Soccer Ball is because I'm gonna have to try to get the movement speed boots, which would kind of ruin the build I'm going for, since I want to try to maximize the damage output and survivability. So when I'm going to be going for a tanky build, like for example, I'm going to try to go for the brick here, because we want its support ability, which is the max HP plus 20% for every stack. And that's really crucial for surviving, because you could pair it up with another support skill called the Energy Drink, which recovers HP based on the amount of HP you have. So those two go really good together. And the reason I like to go for those is because the Light Chaser's support ability is an armor buff, actually. So pairing those 3 up together would really maximize your survivability and just keep you alive throughout runs every time. So here we are, we're getting pretty lucky with the Light Chaser. Gonna keep maxing that out first, of course. I do hope I could find some energy cubes. That's really crucial to the build. That's the #1 support skill we want to be looking for here to really maximize the damage output. But here we go, we got another RPG over here, not bad. So the main 2 weapon skills I want to focus on are RPG and Lightning Emitter. And from my experience, I could be wrong, but from my experience, I found that those 2 are the most successful at defeating bosses. So now over here we have the choice between the Energy Drink or the Ronin Oyaroi, and I think I'll go for the Ronin for now, just to max evolve the Light Chaser as soon as possible, because that's what you want to do. Don't want to get stuck fighting hordes without a fully evolved Light Chaser. So here we go, so far so good. Here's another level up, and here I will go for the fitness guide to get set up with the brick over there. So usually I would like to evolve the RPG and the lightning emitter and just stop evolving weapon skills and start focusing more on supportive skills, because those supportive skills are the key to maximizing your damage output for the Light Chaser, which will be your main form of DPS. Now over here we have the choice between the Oil Bond, Force Field, and Boomerang. Those are not ideal choices for this build we're going for, so I'm gonna try to take my chances here and refresh. Hopefully we get something good, and there you go, we got the fitness guide. That'll do, but unfortunately had to use my refresh so early there, but that's okay. We'll see, hoping for an energy cube or whatever we can get. Right, here's the first mini boss. Nice, pretty fast right there. Alright, we got another stack of Light Chaser. There we go, we're building up damage now. Racking it up, and hopefully we can start getting it. More survivability here with the fitness guide. You want to be really careful about maxing out your weapon skills too fast, because you want to save it for the ones that are really essential to your build. In my case, I'm saving up for lightning emitter right now. And let's see here. There you go. So for now, we got the bullet flight speed. Not exactly what we really need, but it's better than getting the other options and ruining our build. So this will have to do for now. Remember, you can't always get everything you want, so sometimes you just have to make do with what you have, you know. Overtime duration, drill shot, and force field. Definitely gonna take the drill shot. And finally we got the energy cube. Now that's huge for this build, because that'll level up both, that'll evolve both the lightning emitter and the laser launcher. Now I would go for the laser launcher to save an evolution space, or I could go for the durian to also save an evolution space for my weapons, for my support skills. Sometimes I like to pair up both with to save up 2 slots in my support skills, so I can get energy drink and maybe high power bullet to give it more damage. But that's only if I get really lucky, get everything I need for this build. Alright, so we have a choice of getting high power bullet over here. Now, I don't want to risk it too much. So far we got the Ronin Oyoroi for the Light Chaser. We are missing the HE fuel for the rocket launcher, and let's see. We can get the high power bullet here, but I don't want to risk it yet. I want to wait for the HE fuel, because that's crucial for maximizing my damage output with the Light Chaser, and it also increases your damage output for bosses when you evolve the RPG, and that's really big. Alright, so far so good. Not getting trapped at all. Alright, there we go. We got the lightning emitter here. That's huge. And I think that's pretty much the core of our build. Just the RPG and lightning emitter with your Light Chaser as your 2 support weapons. The key for this build is mostly the supportive skills. That's what truly maximizes your damage and survivability with the Light Chaser. And we are saving those last 2 spots for the energy drink. There you go. That's for, that works very well with the max HP book, so I'll take that. And I really want to go for the high power bullet. This is where you have to choose. I like that it showed it here, because this is a good point to make right now. You can either go for high power bullet and maximize your damage, or you can go for HE fuel. It usually comes down to the choice of picking energy drink for me and high power bullet, because I always like to evolve my rocket launcher. So if you are confident and you feel that you can defeat the bosses pretty easily, like you just need to defeat it as fast as possible, definitely go for high power bullet to maximize your damage. But if you feel that you're struggling with a boss and you want to take your time with it, I recommend going for energy drink just to play it safe and to survive as long as you can, you know. So I cannot get high power bullet here, unfortunately, because I need the HE fuel, and I'll be saving that last spot for it. So for now, I'll just go for energy drink here. Alright, so far I'm not struggling too much. My Light Chaser is doing adequate damage. What we really want to see here are the energy cubes. I hope I'm not jinxing it, but that is the single best supportive skill, I believe, for the Light Chaser. It just increases its attack speed, and in turn just increases your damage over time a tremendous amount. So for here, we'll get the drill shot, since getting the other two would really screw up the whole build I'm going for too. We could go for Guardian there and just not get the HE fuel, but I think what would be better would be to get the HE fuel and rocket launcher. Alright, so far doing good damage to this boss. Oh, took a little hit over there. Oops. Unfortunately, I could not evolve my Light Chaser just yet, but maybe soon I will be able to. Alright, you got more bullet flight speed. That's always good because you'll be able to do more damage with your Light Chaser over time. Maxing that out too. Now here we have a little dilemma over here. We cannot get the let's see. I guess we could go for force field here, and the build would still work, but it's not really essential, you know. I think the best option would be to go for force field. The force field isn't part of the build, it's just a filler, I guess, because we couldn't get the last one we wanted, which would either be Durian or laser launcher. But force field is decent. It's not a necessity at all. This will mostly be a filler, and just I'm not gonna level up this up at all unless I really have to. But we got the core that we really want, which is Lightning Emitter and RPG, and that's what we want to focus on after maxing out Light Chaser. So here we do want to get... I could go for Drill just to max it out right now and get Whistling Arrow just for extra DPS. I think that'd be the best choice. And just hope to see the HE fuel sometime soon. Alright, we finally got the Light Chaser at max stack, so next chest, the boss will guarantee getting Eternal Light, the Evo of Light Chaser, so you could really play that as a strategy if you didn't know that. It's very handy if you want to get different skills ahead of time and just save up getting the Evo when you defeat a mini boss or an actual boss. So if you're that confident about surviving it without needing to evolve your Light Chaser, by all means go for it, you know. Alright, and here we will go for Rocket. And another Rocket. Sweet. So far so good. Not struggling too much. They are getting pretty tanky over here, so I need to make sure I have an escape route. However, let's see. Okay, we're doing good so far. Oh, they're starting to swarm me. There you go. That was quite a close one. Alright, I really should be looking into getting Eternal Light right now. So as soon as I level up, hopefully, it appears, or maybe the next mini boss I find here. Alright, and there you go. We have... Oh, shoot. So here's the dilemma. I could choose to get HE fuel, or I could guarantee Eternal Light right now. But the cool thing about this is that the next mini-boss I defeat will literally guarantee this Eternal Light, so I think I could hold off on this for now and try to get HE fuel. I think getting HE fuel would be the better choice because it's the last thing I need for this build, and I will guarantee Eternal Light soon and eventually. Alright, let's see, maybe next level up here. Attack CD, that's huge. I always go for that priority over everything but Light Chaser. So in terms of priority, I like to take Light Chaser as precedence, of course, and then Energy Cube, and perhaps maybe Rocket Launcher, and then Lightning Emitter. Or you could go either or. But the core is, first and foremost, Light Chaser and Energy Cube, just to really maximize the attack speed and your damage output of Eternal Light. Later on, you want to maximize your other two core support skills, which are HE Fuel and Bullet Flight Speed, so that you can really bring out the most out of the sonic waves coming from your Eternal Light. And here we'll be taking Eternal Light right now. Perfect. I should be tearing through these hordes like nothing now because of the added cooldown reduction from the Energy Cube, as well as my Trendy Charm. Now when I get my Trendy Charm to Epic tier, it's going to be huge for the Light Chaser because, as you can see, the attack speed is already pretty insane. You'll be increasing it even more the more skill cooldown reduction you get. So it's always wise to max that out first, especially with the Light Chaser. And the cool thing about the Trendy Charm is it's not even an S tier gear, so free-to-play players can eventually get it over time. And it's a really handy accessory, in my opinion. Oh shoot. So far so good. Nice. Hoping for an Energy Cube here. Oh, Whistling Arrow. It's guaranteed. I forgot that we do have enough to evo Whistling Arrow, and there you go. I mean evo the drill into Whistling Arrow. Now we have that. Getting the drill to Whistling Arrow isn't really a necessity, but it's what I got this round, so you just have to make the most out of it. And here I'll go for the Energy Cube instead of the RPG because that takes priority over everything else. You can always max the RPG later, but right now our main source of damage is the Light Chaser, and we want to really maximize that damage to survive the hordes. Remember, the RPG is mainly used for bossing, and as well as the Lightning Emitter. They are great horde killers as well, but in my opinion you should focus on maxing out the potential of your main weapon, which is Eternal Light. So here we're going to go for Lightning Emitter, so we can start evolving that as well. Alright, we're going against Mega Devourer. Hopefully this is one of the easier bosses, as I just got hit over there. But so far so good. As you can see, even without RPG evolved and Lightning Emitter, the two core single target damage dealers that I have, I'm doing a lot of damage to this boss. Let's check out the DPS charts real quick. So Whistling Arrow did do quite a bit as well, but you could really start seeing the Eternal Light shining now with all these support abilities buffing it up. Alright, sweet, we got the 5 Lucky Train here. We got more Energy Cubes, always good to have. And we'll be maxing out RPG once and for all. There we go. Also HE Fuel. HE Fuel is one of the core support abilities you want to get for your Light Chaser. Always great to have. But remember, Energy Cube does take priority because it increases the overall attack speed, and that increases the most DPS, I believe, rather than range and bullet flight speed. there you go, we maxed the cooldown reduction, which in turn maxes out the current attack speed you could have. And you can already see my light chaser, or my eternal light, is just burning through these blue robots. These guys are pretty tanky too, so just seeing them get annihilated like this is pretty satisfying. Alright, we'll be taking, in my opinion, since I already have quite a bit of damage on my light chaser, I think I'll take a break on getting these support abilities and try to max out the lightning emitter just for that extra single target damage on bosses. Like, in case I need to be running away from a boss, the lightning emitter is great for like waiting it out and just playing it safe. So that would be the safer option right now. I'd like to focus on that. I believe the next chest we'll be getting a guaranteed shark maw gun, which is the evolution of the RPG. So that's perfect, and that's from this boss, I believe. This mini boss, I mean. Right, so far so good. The great thing about the light chaser is it covers your back pretty well, so you can focus on mini bosses and just burn them out. Play it safe. Awesome. And there you go. You get the shark maw gun, guaranteed. I think the best thing I like about the light chaser is that it kind of removes the necessity of having to need the guardian weapon skill as well as the force field. Like, that's why I didn't want to include the force field in this build, and we kind of just got unlucky there, but it still works out. It's still an extra nice form of defense to have if you want to get it. But if you really want to maximize your single target damage for bosses, then I do recommend getting at least the RPG and the lightning emitter. Those two are absolutely core for making up for the light chaser's lack of boss damage early game and even late game sometimes. If you, so like for example, if you didn't get lucky and get any energy cubes at all, the rocket and lightning emitter will at least deal some adequate damage for you to run away from the boss and just play it safe. But luckily this run we got a max stack of energy cubes, so I'm looking forward to seeing its true potential when I get the other support skills maxed out as well, if we can. I do only have 3 minutes left in this run, so let's see what we can get. We got fuel range, ammo and weapon range, so that's always good too. Increase the radius of my spin damage. That's also great on the Guardian build too, and Force Field, because it does increase the size of those two as well. And defensively, they're pretty huge. Oh, here we go, we're getting swarmed now. Now I'll go for ammo thruster just to get out of the swarm over here. Try my best to escape and run away. Always important to have an escape route over here. But as you can see, the eternal light does quick work on these bats. Alright, so far so good. I'm trying to stick close to the boss so I can get that chest, but I may not be able to get to it in time just because these bats are in the way. Maybe I can try to, there you go, actually you don't have to go too far, I can clear them. This is all thanks to the cooldown reduction of the eternal light, by the way, from the energy cubes. This is what's allowing me to stay in place and fight the hordes while fighting the mini boss there. Because what's also good about that is not only does it increase your attack speed, but it also increases the interval. It decreases the intervals at which you get those 4-leaf clover-sided attacks. So I think like for every 4 attacks with the Light Chaser, you get like an all-around attack. And that's where the cooldown reduction really shines, because the faster you attack with your Light Chaser, the more times you're able to output those four-sided waves, and that also increases your damage. Not only your damage, but also your survivability as well. So that's something to keep in mind when getting cooldown reduction too. So, alright, so far so good. It's a little scary over there, you're kind of getting trapped, but I think this is a pretty good run. Now it's just the final boss. As you can see, doing some quick work of this boss right here. Great damage. Let's check that out real quick actually. Great damage, 55% coming from Eternal Light alone. That's insane. Unfortunately, we could not get Lightning Emitter evolved, but that's okay because we at least got Shark Maw Gun and Whistling Arrow, and they're doing pretty adequate damage right now. But the main point of this build is to allow your Light Chaser to not only be a great horde destroyer, but also a great tool for taking out bosses, such as these. Oh, the head almost got me there by accident. But as you can see, I'm doing crap ton of damage right now, just for the Light Chaser alone. And that's really the key. There you go. Melted him so fast. Chapter 11, trial complete. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Just heads up, things to take note of. Just always focus on getting those energy cubes whenever you can. Rocket, lightning emitter, always good to have, pretty essential. If you can't get them, getting the whistling arrow is also another great option. That's why I was able to really do a lot of damage there too. But yeah, usually just try to focus on maximizing that skill cooldown reduction and you should be good to go. So let me know down in the comments if you guys have any questions or anything, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.